So we got a package here from Premium Aquatics, and let's take a look at what we got inside. Ooh, American Marine ink. So we got a PinPoint wireless temp sensor, a PinPoint wireless thermometer, and a PinPoint calibration thermometer. I've heard about these. These are pretty interesting. All right, so let's take a look at the wireless thermometer first. I believe this is a optional additional sensor. A little tool. User's manual. So this one includes one remote sensor, then you have the optional additional sensor. Now what I like about this, and I'll get into it in a little bit more detail here in a second, always important to make sure that you read the instructions prior to operation. PinPoint is some of the most accurate devices, that you possibly can get. And I like the fact that they have this wireless option now. So with that being said, you have the ability to have additional thermometers, and you could put this to work in a couple different ways, and one, in my opinion, is probably a little bit better than the other. But let's just say you could have two thermometers using one reader in different aquariums. You have a couple of different things that you can do with this sensor in itself. You can put a little screw in there, hang it. You also got the little kickstand to be able to set it up. You got a good amount of cord right there, and then your little probe. You put that in your aquarium, and then you could have the second wireless thermometer set up on a completely different system. So let's say you're like me, you have multiple tanks in your home, and you want to read out different aquariums at the same time using one reader. But even better than that, and I think that would give you a little bit more of an accurate representation, and it also would help you with reading the flow in your tank, is having two wireless thermometers on the same system in different areas of the aquarium. One being the sump, put a digital readout maybe in the same chamber as your heater, and then another one discreetly placed into the display tank. And what that's going to do is give you a accurate reading of the overall system. So you could test those two thermometers, see where they're at, and you'll be able to get a average of what is actually going on in your system, rather than just having one thermometer in there and calling it good. A couple other important things to mention about these wireless thermometers is they do, the cover pops off in the back, or the kickstand, I guess I'll call it. Then you have these small screws, which with the provided screwdriver, you would remove this, put in two AAA batteries in the correct orientation. You're gonna have to do that for each thermometer, and this meter right here also is gonna need some AAA batteries too as well. And installing the batteries is going to allow the wireless thermometers to connect to the meter, and you'll be able to read out the different tanks if you set up multiple tanks, or have multiples in the same tank. And this meter can communicate with up to 4 of these wireless thermometers. So very interesting product. And now let's move on to the calibration thermometer. Next up we have the PinPoint calibration thermometer. Now this one I'm very interested in, and kind of excited to be able to finally take a look at. The important thing to mention with the calibration thermometer is you have the ability to calibrate it, which is incredibly important. Now, the accuracy of this thermistor cable and its ability to communicate with this meter is incredibly accurate. Now, as far as calibrating your PinPoint calibration thermometer, it's pretty easy to do. All you need to do is take a glass of water and then put a lot of ice in it, create basically an ice bath, and then you take your probe, place it into the ice bath, and then if you're at Fahrenheit, it should be at 32 degrees. If you're at Celsius, it should be 0 degrees, and that will essentially help you calibrate your probes. Pretty easy to do, it's not terribly difficult, and then you have a incredibly accurate PinPoint thermometer for your reef tank. So very, very accurate and very easy to set up. You just install your batteries, then you have the ability to select your Fahrenheit or Celsius, and then if you hold that button, it allows you to set the digital thermometer temperature on this probe by increasing or decreasing depending on how you go about calibrating your probe. So very, very interesting products from American Marine Inc. Definitely very excited about this wireless thermometer and the accuracy of the calibration thermometer. Teamed up together, you really could make sure that your wireless thermometer is incredibly accurate. You can use this to gauge other thermometer devices and make sure that they are accurate once this is calibrated. Awesome products that are going to help you be successful with your reef tank. So if you want to take a look at any of these products, there's going to be links in the description below, which will bring you to Premium Aquatics, where you can do some more research or even pick some up for yourself. Alright folks, that's going to do it for today's video. I want to thank you for joining me. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell so you can be notified every time that we upload a new video. That's it for today. I'll see you next time right here with a brand new product.